Hello lovely people who live in my phone. Welcome to episode 12. I'm going to start at the end today and I'm going to show you quickly the giveaway prize for what has become titled the Great June Giveaway. Today is, well, not today, but this episode is your last chance to enter. Entries close on the 29th of June. Midnight British summertime, so you've still got the best part of a week. So your prize is a tote bag designed for knitting, not for shopping. I feel I have to say that every time just in case. Oh no. Little Notions pouch matching, a knitting sheep pin kindly donated by Joy via the Ko-fi account. 3 cards from a local artist of, oh gosh, galaxies. Oh, it's too early for me to be doing this. I will explain why in a minute. Yeah, 3 cards from a local artist. They are prints of her original artworks. She crushes down crystals and mixes them in with the paint and does paintings. And on the back of the cards tells you all about the actual galaxy. And then a skein of Pinata from Ducky Darlings, which is 75/25 superwash merino and nylon, and is just gorgeous colours. Great. We've got a fly, if you can hear a peculiar noise. The fly, oh yes, and here is Poppy. Poppy brings flies and bees and wasps, pretty much anything that flies and buzzes. Poppy carries in her mouth. She brings them into the house so she can chase them. Is this your pet fly? Don't give me the love eyes. Come and catch your fly. Every week there's some kind of here she comes. Come on then. Come on. Try not to jiggle the table. Well done. She's here now. Look. Right, so the reason I wanted to do it first, in case I forget, is that it's very early in the morning. It's not very early actually, it's just very early for my brain, and I have to take my younger son to get his COVID jab at lunchtime, so I'm trying to do this first because it takes me a while to edit and upload and so on. So I thought if I do this first, then I can do all that when we get back, because I don't know how long we're going to be. Probably quite a while, going on past experience. So yeah, I thought get it recorded, then there's plenty of time to edit. Not that I do much in the way of editing, I just flip you around the right way and put which episode. Oh, you're going again. She's gone. Yeah, so that's all. It's been a bit of a peculiar week. I've been in a funny mood again. I think we had visitors and it was a bit of a reminder of how things used to be, and it's left me feeling a bit odd, really. I don't know, quite, not depressed or anything, just a little bit discombobulated. I can't think of another word for it. I suppose it's kind of a reminder that things are not as they were, not just in the world, but for me personally, which was, I don't know, it was strange. So I've had a strange week, and the weather has been strange. It is, let me look, the 23rd of June. Today it is gloriously sunny. It's very hot. Yesterday it was winter. Literally I had to put the central heating on in the middle of the afternoon because I was going blue. It was so cold yesterday. We've had loads of rain, wind, but the temperature has swung from cold to hot. It was summer solstice, sort of Sunday, Monday, and it was actually colder for the summer solstice than it was for the winter solstice last year. What is wrong with the weather? Oh, and my audience is in the garden because it's a nice sunny day. The dog next door is watching me from the garden, so there'll probably be some barking in a bit as well, especially as he's probably just seen Poppy and he and Poppy are having a love affair. I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with some knitting stuff. I'm going to show you socks first, and again there's a lot of socks, I'm sorry, but it's kind of to do with the mood I'm in. I can't settle too much, and socks are easy and I can swap between them, and you know, they just hold my attention better at the moment. So I have a hoe, a half finished object. I have one sock. I have a self-titled Zombie Flesh Green cable sock, and this is the alpha sock pattern that I'm knitting the black socks in. I'll show you in a minute. And the pattern is, only gives one size, 72 stitches on a 2.75 needle, and that's for a man. And it says if you want to knit a smaller size, just go down needle sizes but use the same stitch count. So that's what I did. So this is on my usual 2.25 and 72 stitches again, which I was a bit worried might be a bit large and baggy, but in actual fact fits me really nicely. The only thing I did change was the pattern has got a slip stitch heel flap, and I did a, well, it's called a strong heel, not because it's any stronger, but after the lady whose name I think is Elizabeth Strong, who first showed it. And essentially it's just a Flegel heel, but you work it from here down rather than from there up, but it's exactly the same. I've done it exactly the same. Fits perfectly. So that's sock number one. Sock number two is the same. It's the black cable sock, and I've got on quite well with it. Well, let me show you the other side. Let me angle it. There you go. I think you can just about see the cabling and the moss stitch there. And this one I have done the proper heel as per the pattern, not that you can see because it's black. Oh, that's better. Yeah. So I'm following the pattern completely on this one. The only, no, I haven't changed anything actually. No, I did exactly the same length for the leg. So this one is going to be a raffle prize for my friend's bike rally, which gave me a bit of a problem. I didn't know what size to do. So I kind of canvassed the men I knew and said, what's an average men's shoe size? And they said, I'll go for a 10. So I'm doing a 10. So it will fit probably a 9 to 11, maybe 11 and a half. So that should cover enough bases to be a decent raffle prize. That's due for, she needs to have it by the end of September. So I think we're doing all right. I'm working my way down the foot. I did measure it. I can't remember. About 2/3 of the way down the foot, I think. I can't remember the number. Oh, he stood up to watch me now. There's almost certainly going to be barking in a minute. Last week, my finished object, I had a pair of socks for my son, and there was a fair amount of yarn left over, as there usually is, and so I started a pair of scrappy socks for him. The beigey coloured yarn is from those socks. The sort of orangey tan and brown is from a pair I made for my husband for Christmas, and the blue and brown is from a pair I made for my daughter-in-law for Christmas. So I'm using up scraps from socks I've previously made, which makes me very happy because it's what I'd intended to do, but then I have issues with getting things to match and what have you. I was a bit cross with myself because I chose the blue to do the heels, toes and cuffs because I thought I didn't have very much, and then I found another ball of it. So I should, going on the amounts that I've got, have used the beige for heels, toes and cuffs and probably the blue for the body with the red, but never mind, it's done now. And again, I've put in a slip stitched heel, really just for him to try, because previously the socks I've made for him have all had afterthought heels. The pair I made for him last had a Flegel heel, I think. Yes. And because I knitted them toe up, so that was a Flegel heel. And so I thought I would just try an ordinary slip stitch heel for him and see which of the three fits better on him. And you may have noticed that all these socks are cuffed down, whereas I have historically been a toe up knitter and avoided cuff down like the plague. And if pattern, I made some heel toe do-si do, some crazy sock lady ones, which should be knit cuff down, but I knit them toe up because I didn't like cuff down. But now that I've found how to make a lovely stretchy cast on, I am declaring myself to be ambisocstress. I can do toe up or cuff down equally happily. There you go. That's pair number 3. And then my best friend is very poorly, very poorly. She got carted off into hospital first thing last Wednesday, and she's hoping to come home today, but she is still in hospital now. It's not COVID, it's we don't know what, but she's very poorly. And she said to me, because she does love a pair of Mandy socks as she calls them, can I have a pair of socks because I'm poorly? And I was really cruel because she started to learn to knit. She desperately wants to do a craft. And she started to learn to knit, and that didn't take really. And she tried crochet, same thing. So I said, I'm going to teach you Tunisian crochet because she needs a craft to do. She loves crafting. She wants to craft, but she just hasn't found the right one yet. So a few weeks ago, she came round and I said, right, sit there, do this. And she did about that much. She's going to make a blanket, and she did about that much. And that was the last she touched it. So when she said to me, she's probably cursing at me now. When she said to me, can I have a pair of socks? I said, yes, you can. When I see some progress on your blanket, I will cast on some socks. And as she's been stuck in hospital for a week with very little to do, she has now done about this much of her blanket. And so I've cast on a pair of socks because, although I am cruel, I do keep my word. So these are, let me grab a little blocker. These are, I think, another free pattern, but I'm not going to swear to it. They're called the Skype or Skip socks. Hang on. This is tricky when you've not got a whole sock. I've just started the increase for a Flegel heel, which again, it's supposed to have a slip stitch heel, but I'm doing a Flegel. So there it is. And I won't say her name because privacy and all that, but there you go. Possibly by the weekend, but don't hold me to it. Certainly by this time next week. Oh no, actually, no. You won't get them till after this time next week because I want them for the podcast. But they are on their way, okay? Nice bright colours. Our favourite pink. Bit of purple. It probably looks black, but it is purple. and a nice red, because strong colours suit you. So there we go. Your socks are on the way, and they are simple Skype, would you say, or skip? Skip, I suppose. There's no E. If you can hear creaking, that's my son wandering down the stairs. By Adrienne Koo, and it's a really simple pattern actually. I did all of that yesterday evening, and I'm going to take these with me because obviously I'm going to have to wait while he has his jab and just carry on, and I don't even need the pattern really. So that's all I have sock wise. Thank heavens, you're probably thinking. There's only so many socks a person can stand. You've probably seen it peeking in the background, but oh gosh, it's got hooked up. I've got on quite well with my rocket tee. I've divided for the sleeves and I'm working my way down the body. I think I've hit upon the right size, which is useful always. It's going to be a little bit loose. It's meant to be a little bit loose. The only thing I've changed with this, I'm using the same needles the pattern tells you, and there's a yarn over holy thing. Words have escaped me again. A yarn over thing going on down the increases for the raglan, and you're supposed to carry that on down the side seams, but I decided not to, so that I have the option of wearing this without something. Well, I mean a t-shirt, obviously underwear, but without a t-shirt or a vest top underneath. And then I was a bit worried my bra might show through. I mean, how much of it is going to show through a tiny yarn over hole is that anything to worry about? Probably not, but I decided not to do that anyway. So I've taken it, I put it on long wires just to show you, so you could see. And I might sew in some ends while I've got it off the needles, as it were, just because there are a lot. Where I've changed colours, I've used the Stephen West Weaving Stephen method for putting them in, but you can't do that everywhere, so I have got a few to sew in. So yeah, that's coming along. However, what was that? However, I have reached the stage where I am about to get hideously bored with it, because now I'm just going round and round the body and there's no shaping or anything going on, just the counting of rows and changing colours. So I've been considering casting on another jumper, and I know that's against my rules. He's creeping about talking to himself. You're right, Ewan? He's probably got his headphones on. He constantly wears his headphones, and he's talking or singing to himself out there, but he's happy, never mind. Yeah, so I'm thinking I might cast on another jumper, but just for a bit of a change, rather than a top down, because I've done top down, this is the third one, I might knit one that's knit in pieces and then sewn together. And I have two on my not very short list. I'm not going off list, I'm being a good gal, but I don't know which one to do. I have this pattern, which is a Serdar pattern, and I have knit this before. If you've had a look on my Instagram or Ravelry, you will have seen I did it in a grey, red, sort of cherry red and white stripy yarn, which was very cheap. It came from Pound Stretcher. But I have this, which is the proper stuff that I bought. I think it was January. It might have been earlier than that. I mean, they are absolutely my colours. So I don't know whether to do this one or the other one that's on my list is this one. And the pattern looks very sorry for itself, but I haven't actually knit this one before. It came with the yarn in a plastic bag, and this is the state of the pattern when it arrived. So this is Stylecraft, and this is Dreamcatcher. And for that pattern, I have this yarn, which again is very much my favourite colours. This is quite, I think they're both 100% acrylic. Oh no, this one's 10% wool. This one's 100% acrylic. This one is hairy. I don't know if you can see, it's got a bit of a halo to it. So that might not be terribly pleasant to knit with if it's going to be warm. However, this one is Aran, so will be heavier to knit with if it's warm. So I can't make up my mind. So if you have a suggestion, feel free to comment below. Commenting below will also enter you into the giveaway. 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah. Although the weather is meant to be cool and not very nice for the next few days, so I don't suppose it really matters. I'm just being indecisive. And I'm thinking about autumn, and which one am I more likely to wear in the autumn? Don't know. Don't know. Cannot decide. I think that's everything for today. Next week I will be drawing the giveaway. I was going to say I'm going to do it live, but it's not really live, is it? But I will do it on the podcast. If you want to enter and you've commented on episodes 8, 9, 10, 11 or this one which is 12, you have entered. If you want to comment but you don't want to enter, then just say so in your comment and I won't add your name onto the list, because I do it very old school. I write the names down and then put the pieces of paper in a pot and then draw one out the pot. So don't feel that you can't comment because you don't want to enter. That's fine. Oh, and the thing I should have said when I was showing you the bits and pieces, if you want to enter but the pinata yarn is not a colour that you would use, if it's too bright for you, there is an alternative colourway called Freckles. If you pop back to episode 8, you can have a look at Freckles, or probably easier is if you just nip onto, I will link Ducky Darlings website below and you can just have a look. It's much less vibrant. It's sort of a creamy white with browns and I think a touch of lime green. But like Freckles, it's more speckly rather than lots of colour. I'm not explaining this very well at all. Go and have a look. It's easier. Okay, that I think is everything, definitely. Sorry for the avalanche of socks, but I'm in a bit of a socky mood at the moment. And I'm holding off casting on a shawl because next month Whatnot starts her not spring shawl along, just shawl along, and I very much want to do that. So I was looking at my very short list and thinking I want to cast something on that's not socks, and I looked at a couple of shawls that are on there and then no, back away from the shawls. You don't want 2 shawls on the go, so I'm waiting for Whatnot. Okay then, that is all for today. It's a bit of a short one, sorry about that, but I have got a mission to accomplish today. And I will see you all next week where we will draw the giveaway and who knows what may be finished and cast on. It's anybody's guess. I will see you next week, guys. Have a good one. Hopefully your weather will be a bit nicer than ours is going to be. Take care. Bye.